Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 16 of Touring the Londonverse. I'm your host ScottBGaming and today we'll be looking at a promotion known as Ring of Fire. Now this is another promotion that people have suggested in the comments that they'd like to see, as I didn't previously cover it in my Twitch TV videos. So here you can see, selected James avatar, default settings, simmed up to the first day of the show. Well, I say I simmed up to the first day of the show. I went into the editor and changed it from Saturday of week 2 to Monday of week 1 for the purpose of this video, so we can get right into this. Let me just maximise this screen for you. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the Ring of Fire main hub. Now we can see that we're regional size, the 19th ranked promotion in the Londonverse starting data, but we have a lot of money in the bank. So this is one of the companies that you could see long term maybe challenging with the likes of CWE and AWF for supremacy in the United States. $10 million, that's a lot to work with. Prestige C, Momentum B-. Next show is Ring of Fire Paradise City 2015. Okay, so let's have a look at the roster. Now for the roster, we start with Adam Paxton, so Apax, one half of the tag team known as the A-Listers with Lincoln Lister. Obnoxious mid-card heel, managed by Jesse Golden. In-ring wise, not bad, 29 years of age. I don't see him making any strides in the singles division. I think tag team competition is where he's going to do best. Pretty good guy to have around on the card though. Move now to Angus McGrath. Now Angus McGrath is a big Scottish guy, heavyweight, upper mid-carder, face, no gimmick needed. Doesn't take any nonsense from anyone. Very good rumble skills. The rest is middle to average, but however, he is 25 years of age, there's room to improve there. I do like this character in this company, and again we have to temper our expectations. It's a regional company, you're not going to have lots of people in there that are able to be like Mr. Flawless in the AWF. I think he's one for the future without a shadow of a doubt. He's a good guy. Now, Caspian Raleigh, one half of the Sin City Fight Club. Big hulking guy, would actually do quite well probably in the likes of the promotion which we covered in the previous episode, being Championship Pro Wrestling. I think he'd do quite well there. Got a machine gimmick, doesn't show much emotion, interesting facial hair, doesn't look like he's particularly happy. 30 years young, in-ring is okay, physical's pretty good. As a singles competitor, I prefer his partner Jack's Trailer. Caspian Rawley's not bad though, I do like the name, it's a good name. I think, gimmick-wise, well not gimmick-wise, but persona-wise, he's a big MMA fan outside of the ring, and he wants to actually compete in mixed martial arts, at least for once, or a one-off match, just to see how he can test himself. So maybe that's a gimmick you could do in a match. Move on now to the self-personification of self-importance, and that's Charlie Lincoln, 36 years of age, got fantastic sideburns and a weird curled quiff hair. Obnoxious as well, also managed by Jesse Golden. Pretty decent, has to be said, all round. He's got the technical skills. Aerial's not great, brawling's okay, but as far as an entertainer, he's okay as well. So he's an all-rounder, 36 years of age, mid-carder. Maybe even push him up slightly higher to the upper mid-card level. That wouldn't be out of the realms of possibility for this young man. Say young man again, 36. Yeah, I'm happy to have him here. Colt Magnum. Now this is a guy that you have to be wary of, insofar as a road agent he's very good, and he also has ties to the CWE, where he was a former competitor, and quite often, in fact almost every game, CWE try and bring him in for playing the role of road agent for them. So that's why it's important to have free agents who can kind of fill that void, because Colt Magnum is someone that won't be long for the Ring of Fire world otherwise. As far as being a road agent, pretty good. In fact, very good for this level. I think I was underselling him. 56 years of age. Don't know why I mentioned the age. It doesn't really matter. He's a road agent. Clever Corey Glover. Lower mid-carder, face, happy-go-lucky, with a big shit-eating grin on his face. I don't know. Probably would keep him around the lower mid-card level. There's potential there just about, but I don't know. As a main eventer, I don't see him doing that well in this company. So, but again, not everyone can be a main eventer, so I think he's good for his level. His finisher, from what I recall, is like an armbar type manoeuvre. In fact, let me have a look. Oh, it actually mentions it. His clever lever armbar finish. So yeah, that's pretty good. So I like the fact that he's got quite a vicious finishing move to kind of contradict and contrast the character that he portrays in the ring. That's quite a nice little twist. Now, some of you may know this guy, some of you may not, but this is Crazy Floyd Boomshine. Now, this is one of the characters that was submitted for the AWF Your Voice competition. I really like the character. He's a bit too outlandish for the AWF, but now he's in Ring of Fire and he's managing them Brody boys. 50 years of age, redneck, ridiculously outlandish. I think he's a brilliant manager and he does well in this company with his tag team. Curtis Riley, former professional wrestler who I think was at one point on the radar of both TWE and AWF, but unfortunately oh, hang on. Yeah, no, I was right. It was actually during a match with Terry French in 2008 that he basically brought an end to his career, and Terry French works for this company. Fortunately, he had the charisma to be able to pull off the role of colour commentator, hence why he has a job with the Ring of Fire. I like his hair as well, it's nice. Very, want to run your hands through it kind of hair. Move on now to Dieter York. Now, not much is known about this guy. He's from New York, 38 years of age, so he's one of the senior heads on this roster. Brawling is very good, as is Puro Resu. In fact, he'd probably do quite well touring some of the Japanese promotions in the game. Upper mid-carder, heel, badass, probably could and should be a main eventer in this company. He's more than capable of doing so. I would be pushing him as a title contender, if not champion, at some point. Eddie Freeman, lower mid-carder, sexiest man alive gimmick. Fabulous Eddie Freeman, in fact. 33 years of age, got the entertainer vibe going. His technical skills are pretty good, though, and his aerial skills aren't too far behind that. Charisma-wise, he's okay. So, as an entertainer, he actually is probably stronger in the technical suit than any other. But I like the guy. I would definitely have him around the mid-card level. Could see him getting elevated a little bit. Maybe not too much, but he is also the ROF Young Lion champion. So there you go. He's already got a title to defend, so that should hopefully get him improving. Now, one of my favourite characters in this company is Herschel March. Now, Herschel March was actually originally signed by the AWF to a developmental contract. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, AWF management didn't see a future for him. They let him go. Started touring the Indies and came into 2008 to Ring of Fire. 32 years of age now, so he's got a more knowledgeable head on his shoulders. In-ring wise, nothing really to speak about. However, his camera and entertainment skills are very strong. Clean-cut gimmick. If he was better in the ring technically, he would be an absolute shoo-in for the AWF. And I don't think, unfortunately, he's quite charismatic enough to be able to just get by on that alone. Hence why AWF probably let him go. But for Ring of Fire, I'm quite happy to have him. Mid-carder, probably could get him even higher quite soon. JK North, 46 years of age. Wrestler and road agent for the company. Upper mid-card face, old school face, and he's basically just a veteran head to be able to give other workers experience. Now, he might think that he could do more than that, but that's what I would see him doing anyway. His psychology and his basics are very good. Psychology isn't the best, but you'd hope that that'd be enough to get him by as a road agent for this company. Jackie Osman is the announcer for the company. Eerily blue eyes. I think he's just basically really good at capturing the moment as far as getting across to the audience what the company wants. And that's always good to have in your announcer. Because you've got your colour commentator to be a bit more over the top and outlandish with their comments. The announcer needs to be giving you the facts and kind of bringing everything home for you. And Jackie Osman does a good job of that. James Avatar is myself. Jack's Trailer, the other half of the Sin City Fight Club. Prefer him to his partner, Caspian Rawley. Next big thing gimmick, potential breakout star here, because he's pretty good in the ring as well as with his physical abilities are very strong. Light heavyweight brawler, I would be looking to eventually get this guy in the main event mix. I think he has that in him. And he's got a good look as well, like the tattoo. Move on now to one half of them Brody boys, and we've got Jed Brody, 32 years of age, the younger brother of the Brody brother combination. He is one half of the ROF Tag Team Champion. As I said previously, he is managed by Crazy Floyd Boomshine. Redneck gimmick also, keeping with the territory, and his in-ring skills are pretty good. He can do a bit of everything. Not fantastic at anything, but he can do everything. All round, a pretty good guy to have as well, not only as a tag team worker, but he'd probably do a decent run as a singles competitor, if I'm being honest with you. And I like the name Jed Brody. I think it's good. Jesse Golden, you've seen him as the manager of some of the other people we've seen, such as Charlie Lincoln earlier. He owns his own, well, he's the manager or the mastermind of the corporation, the Golden Standard. Basically a group of people that he wants to set the standard for professional wrestling. You see where I'm going here with this gimmick. I think he can actually, let me have a look here, make sure I'm reading this right. Yeah, he's never actually laced up a pair of boots, but he's also not the smallest manager, so he looks like he could possibly pass as a lightweight wrestler, but obviously he doesn't do that. He is just a manager, and a pretty good one at it, with the manipulator gimmick, which is rated quite well. Move now to the California Love Machine, Joey B. Bad. 32 years of age, entertainer, opener, heel. I think I could get him higher up the card. His in-ring stats are average, but I think he's got a decent look, and I think there's more to be had from getting him further up the card. Long term, I don't know. See him being in the main event. He would have to improve to be in the main event, unfortunately, but mid-carder, definitely, I could see that. Move now to the Human Wrecking Machine, Johnny Hunter. Main eventer, face, MMA badass. Probably have quite a decent storyline going with Caspian Rawley, as he wants to be an MMA competitor, at least for the one match. 36 years of age. In-ring wise, pretty decent. The only thing he's not great at is the aerial side of things and hardcore, which is not a problem for this company. I would be happy to have him mix around with the title, whether that is win it or just be in the matches for the title. Not really too much to say about this. I think his style in ring is pretty stiff though, so he probably damages people Hardaway style, unfortunately. But his safety rating, from what I recall, isn't bad or anything, so he shouldn't be injuring people. Kelvin Slater, veteran competitor of 34 years of age, main eventer, heel, arrogant heel. In ring wise, he's not spectacular, and possibly I would look to knock him down the pecking order slightly to more of the mid-card scene. I don't think he'd be particularly happy about that. But again, he's a bit of an all-rounder. He can do this and that, so yeah, but I just don't see him as a main eventer, to be honest. Technician, yeah, he's okay, but not a main eventer, I don't think. Lincoln Lister, I do like this gentleman. Cruiserweight, enhancement talent, so you've got the ability to develop him into however you see fit. In-ring wise, he's already pretty good. Cocky youth gimmick, managed by Jesse Golden as part of Golden Standard. The youngster of the group, and probably be the most fun long term to book. Very good for this level actually in general. Now the self-proclaimed Diamond in the Rough, 32-year-old Luke Diamond, technician. Now he's like a very good version of Kelvin Slater. He's a face upper mid-carder, machine gimmick, no nonsense kind of guy. I would have him definitely in the title scene straight away, almost, so I'd bump him up upper mid-carder to a main eventer. Who I'd sacrifice, I don't know, but I'd be more than willing to do that. One of my favourite characters in this company, up there with Crazy Floyd Boomshine. Now, the elder brother of Dem Brody Boys tag team, Lyle Brody, 35 years of age. Middleweight competitor, brawler, but again, like his brother Jed, he can do a little bit of everything and could probably have a decent singles run if pushed. Again, I'm perfectly happy having them in the tag team division, using their chemistry to just have pretty decent matches for that level. Marcus Sinclair, the owner of Ring of Fire. This is the guy that basically has, through contacts in the business, has managed to get a lot of backing and financial clout behind the company. He basically used to promote his own pro wrestling magazine, or, well, it basically covered wrestling and mixed martial arts. But through there he got to know a lot of contacts and he got the financial backing, and the magazine itself was a success to start his own company. and this is what we see before us, Ring of Fire. Unfortunately now, as the owner of the company myself, he wouldn't have a part to play, but obviously if you were playing as another company, as I've said in all the other videos, you would need someone like this to do the job. Nate Sanders, lightweight, cruiserweight competitor, lower mid-carder, fun babyface, 31 years of age, so he can improve a bit. His high flying is very good though, and I think I could get him to upper mid-card status, and that's where I'll be looking to get him. Would have pretty decent matches actually with Eddie Freeman for the Young Lion title, so that might be a match that I put together on this show that I'll be looking for you. Referee Wilfred Grimes. Samoan Stud, the Ring of Fire champion. Siaki Utai, I believe is how you would pronounce that name there that you see before you in the bio. Samoan heritage, light heavyweight, by far and away the best prospect this company has, and you will have noticed from other videos I've done about potential people to bring into other companies, Samoan Stud was on a lot of the lists, and that shows you how well rated he is in this game world. Very good look. I would find it very difficult to take the title off him, if I'm being quite honest with you, unless it was through good storyline purposes and there was someone fitting. I could see him holding the title for maybe even a couple of years. I think he's that good. But whether you can actually keep hold of him is a different question entirely. Steve Wainwright, a young Canadian cruiserweight, enhancement talent. I see him as being on a level or on a par with Lincoln Lister. Similar age, there's only 2 years difference between them, but basically a similar stage in their careers. And so it'd be interesting to see out of the two who develops into being a more useful talent for this roster. I would put my money on Lincoln Lister, but that's not anything against Steve Wainwright. Now here we have Mr. Terry French. Big bad Terry French. Light heavyweight competitor, main eventer, heel, bully. I very much like the character. He's good in the ring. Fairly charismatic. Probably would be the good foil to have against Samoan Stud at some point. 38 years of age, so you'd be looking to try and replace him long term. But very good to have in this company. I'm very happy. And I haven't actually really seen anyone come in for Terry French before when I've been playing as other companies in the data, so that's interesting. He might stay around for a while. And finally, but certainly not least, Trent Mercedes. Self-assured individual, lightweight, cruiserweight, 29 years of age. One of my favourite workers on this roster. Heel, opener, I think he's deserving to get a bit higher up on the card there. And I would likely do that in the short term. He previously worked for Tropical Grapple Kingdom and Empire State Wrestling, two companies we haven't yet covered. And this led him to Ring of Fire, which is probably in a better position financially, if nothing else. So that's a little overview of the roster for you. We've had a look at everyone there. Some interesting characters, I'm sure you'll agree. This is your first time having seen this company, obviously. And we will now have a look at the storylines. There aren't any, but we're not required to run any, so that's fine. Titles. Now, these title belts were thankfully created by Mr. MJ Stark as always. If you're watching, thank you, sir. And here we have the ROF Tag Team titles. We have the World title, held by Samoan Stud. The tag titles being held by Den Brody boys. And the Young Lion title being held by Eddie Freeman. All very nice title renders, and for that we are grateful. Now the tag teams. Not the biggest tag team division, in fact probably the smallest we've seen so far. We've got the A-listers of Adam Paxton and Lincoln Lister. The Can-Am Fools, which is Steve Wainwright and Nate Sanders. Den Brody boys, Lyle Brody and Jed Brody. And Sin City Fight Club, Caspian Rawley and Jack's Trailer. I think Den Brody boys have actually been gypped there with only having C experience. I think they should have probably A or A star, so I might edit that in the data afterwards. Okay, so last thing we'll do is have a look at the creative meeting. Franchise players, Samoan Stud, Kelvin Slater, Johnny Hunter and Terry French. Next big thing, Steve Wainwright, that's fantastic. Hot prospects, Jack's Trailer, which is great, Steve Wainwright, Trent Mercedes, Adam Paxton and Lincoln Lister. Apart from Adam Paxton, I'm very happy with that list. Talk the Talk, Samoan Stud, Curtis Riley, Jesse Golden, Crazy Floyd Boomshine and Joey B. Bad. Showstoppers, we have Terry French. Ring Generals, Terry French. Who's hot? No one. Who's not? JK North, Lyle Brody, Corey Glover, Nate Sanders and Eddie Freeman. Time decline, just JK North, which is good. And hidden gems are just some of the free, people that are able to be brought into this company if needs be. Savio Cruz, Kenta Shiozumi, Supernova, Logan Prince and Travis Havoc. Right, let's book a show. Trinity from WCW, the last women's promotion to be covered. There will be more women's promotions in the data down the road, but for the initial release we've just... Oh no, sorry, tell a lie. We haven't covered Joshi yet in Japan. That's a women's promotion, so 2 women's promotions we have yet to cover. The Cambridge Asylum, Elysium? When I say Asylum, I probably belong in Asylum. The Cambridge Elysium will be our venue. Locker Room Instance, let's see what's happened. Jesse Golden had an argument with a fan outside of the arena. Sounds about right. Stern warning. I can't believe you're making this into such a big deal. Nothing even happened. Go fuck yourself, Jesse. Go fuck yourself. Anyway, right, let's book a show. 2.5 hours. 2.5. That's way too long. Right, okay, we'll book a show and we'll try and make it decent. Not entirely sure how we're going to do that with 2.5 hours. In fact, that needs to be knocked down. That needs to be nerfed to about 2 hours. So I'm going to book just the bare minimum for this and then amend it in the data afterwards, I think. So we'll have Samoan Stud defending his title against Terry French. And we'll have this go on for 30 minutes. I wonder why. It is meant to be 2 hours though, to be fair. Okay. Samoan Stud is going to win. Terry French will lose. Will be an open match though. And it will be a slow build. And the rest I'll let fate decide. Okay. Tag team titles. Okay, so we will get Jed Brody boys, face tandem, to defend either, I think it'll have to be the Sin City Fight Club. We'll let this go fair old time as well. Okay, Victor, we want the Brody boys to retain. So we'll have Jed get the win, Caspian to take the loss. Keep it open though. Again, we'll let fate decide the rest. Okay, so that's taken up a good chunk of time, so that's okay. Right, let's narrow this list down, see if we've got left. Okay, so we'll actually put the Young Lion title on the line as well. Eddie Freeman. Ooh, might have Angus McGrath take the title. That's 3 face champions. Can we do that? Yeah, why not? It's only a one-off show we're doing. Eddie Freeman. Actually, no, he is heel. I know he's heel. Okay, so this can go, say, 16 minutes. Put the title on the line. Angus McGrath to win. We'll have Eddie Freeman lose, but it will be an open match. The rest to be decided later. Right, now let's put another tag team match here. Put the other 2 teams up against each other, that makes sense. A-listers against Can-Am Fools. So we've had 3 faces winning on this, so we'll get the heels to go over here. Probably be too long considering that one of them is an enhancement talent, but well. Adam Paxton to win. Loser, Nate Sanders. Open match. Save. Trying to think what else I want on here. I want Luke Diamond to do some damage against the less talented version of him. That'd be interesting to see if Kelvin Slater would be happy to take this. 14 minutes seems fine. I know Luke Diamond to face, so I'll have to have a heel win elsewhere on the card, otherwise it'll be a bit lopsided. Open match. Oh, he did accept it, that's good. Split up the title matches there. Right, what other heel do we want to win out of this lot? Charlie Lincoln will let go over. Against Herschel March. Won't be anything too exciting here, maybe about a 12-minute encounter. I do like this roster actually for Ring of Fire, and I get excited about the prospect of the people that I could bring in. I think with this kind of company you can go with the longer matches as well, which helps. So maybe 2.5 hours isn't too bad, especially considering that's just the starting roster, not taking into account anyone else likely to be brought in. Open match, yep. Fate may have the rest. I'll put a couple more matches on, I think, actually, why not? Right. Need a match to be decided by the computer, as is tradition with these videos. So I might have Corey Glover. Yeah, why not? Against Trent Mercedes. This will be a relatively short encounter, about 7 minutes. And we'll let Fate decide that one entirely. I'll have that one go on first. And might as well just get one more match on here. Might just do a throwaway tag team match. That's fitting. There's 4 people left, so Johnny Hunter and... Are they all heels? Oh no, thank God. JK North, D2 York, and Joey B. Bad. Again, this will be a short match. And I might let the computer decide this one as well. There we go. And in fact, I'll open the show with that one. There'll be a couple of duff matches on here, but I'm hoping the main event and around that area will pick this show up overall. 133 minutes, so it's gone over the 2 hours, that's okay. Just. Let's save that and let's run this show. Now, fingers crossed, people. Okay, Paradise City takes place in front of 2,890 people in the Cambridge Elysium. That's great. In a match that had some good action and average heat, Johnny Hunter and JK North defeated DT Young and Joey B. Bad in 6 minutes 46 when JK North defeated Joey B. Bad by pinfall with a cradle suplex, and that gets a D+. Corey Glover and Trent Mercedes in a bout that had solid in-ring action but not much in the way of heat. Corey Glover defeated Trent Mercedes in 7 minutes 11 by submission with a clever lever. D-. D+, okay, not bad. In a bout that had solid in-ring action but not much in the way of heat, A-listers defeated Can-Am Falls in 13 minutes 6 seconds when Adam Paxton defeated Nate Sanders by pinfall with an AP driller. Okay, D+ again. I might have hoped for a little bit high, but not much. In a match that had an average crowd reaction and some decent in-ring action, Charlie Lincoln defeated Herschel March in 11 minutes 53 by pinfall with the Constitution. D-. I was hoping for a little bit more again. In a match that had an average crowd reaction and some decent in-ring action, Angus McGrath defeated Eddie Freeman in 15 minutes 50 by pinfall with a Highland Crash. Angus McGrath wins the ROF Young Lion title. Probably should have had it scripted again. For diary purposes, I'll be going into all the little nuances, but it's just a one-off show so you guys can see something. C-, we're getting there. In a match that had some good action and average heat, Luke Diamond and defeated Kelvin Slater in 13 minutes 47 by submission with a diamond in the rough. C- again. So we're building up. I'm hoping the main event will be a real show stealer. In a match that had some good action and average heat, Den Brody boys defeated Sin City Fight Club in 17 minutes 50 when Jed Brody defeated Caspian Raleigh by pinfall with a Kentucky Slam. Den Brody boys made defence number 4 of their ROF tag team titles. Crazy Floyd Boomshine doing some great work there. Although unfortunately he doesn't seem to pair well with Jed Brody, but oh well, that's still pretty good, C- there. And we finish with our best match of the night. In a match that had some good action and average heat, Samoa Stud defeated Terry French in 29 minutes and 41 seconds by pinfall with an Island Driver 3000. Samoa Stud makes defence number 8 of his Ring of Fire World title. I'm happy with that actually, and for a regional company that should be very good. I expected a couple of those notes to be fair. You use Lincoln Lister far too much on this show. You use Steve Wainwright far too much on this show. I expected that. This show increased our popularity in one region. So all in all, a successful outing there by Ring of Fire. And that's another new promotion that's now been covered for you guys. I hope you've enjoyed that. For the next episode, I'm still undecided as to what I'm going to do. These two promotions that I covered in this episode and the previous video were the ones that seem to be requested most by the people that were commenting in the videos. So again, I'll leave the door open for you. Let me know which promotion you want me to cover next in the Londonverse tour. Put it down in the comments, like the comments if that's the company you want me to cover, and I'll take that into account when I do the next video. Now, if you have liked this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. We're getting nearer to the 50 subscribers mark for the first landmark of this series, and this channel in general. When we get to 50, I'll do a special video for you guys. Until I see you next time, though, thank you for stopping by.